So this is coming from Deadline. We've got Taika Waititi talking about how his Star Wars movie will be something new, involving new characters who will expand the world. Oh, how vague. How very, very vague. Now, we've been talking about this a lot this week, though, Rob. Having Star Wars give us new stories. Perhaps leaving Tatooine. Perhaps leaving the Skywalker saga finally. How are you feeling about Taika bringing something fresh to the Star Wars universe?
Well, I mean, as an emergent filmmaker, Taika's been doing a really great job all the way from beginning with What We Do in the Shadows, that film, and then the Wilder People.
Wilder People?
Yeah, the Wilder People.
Wilder
People. And then, of course, Jojo Rabbit, and then his Thor films. I mean, he's really come out as a unique voice that can combine pathos and comedy with really serious material. And I think that his brand of film would fit well in the Star Wars universe, because I think, you know what? Let's move away from galaxy-defining conflicts, because there's a million stories in the world in the Star Wars universe. I mean, it would be interesting to see him take on somebody in the Star Wars universe. Like, I don't know if he's going to have a charming rogue, like a Han Solo-esque character or something like that. But whatever he's going to do, I think it's going to be fun. It's going to be action-packed. It's going to be thoughtful. And it's going to combine all of these things. It'll be swashbuckling. The things that I think Star Wars needs. Because in a way, we've been limited. We haven't seen anything. The Star Wars universe is vast, and even shows like The Mandalorian are still they're still adjacent to things that we've already seen. Okay, we've seen The Mandalorians on we saw Boba Fett first in the holiday special, then in Empire. So all of this stuff is still variations on a theme. I would like to see a different kind, let's call it music. If there's classical music and country western, and we've been getting a singular genre of music, maybe he'll bring the punk rock to the Star Wars universe.
Ooh, I would love that. That would be wonderful. Well, let's turn to Deadline.
Or the hip hop.
Ooh, yeah. Let's see what he actually had to say about all this. The director warned as much in a recent interview with Toto Film, saying, quote, "Look, I think for the Star Wars universe to expand, it has to expand. I don't think I'm any use in the Star Wars universe making a film where everyone's like, oh, great, well, that's the blueprints for the Millennium Falcon. That's Chewbacca's grandmother. That all stands alone." The director went on to say, "I would like to take something new and create some new characters and just expand the world. Otherwise, it feels like it's a very small story." And I agree. That's something that I've had a big problem with, is the Dickensian nature of the Star Wars universe. Everyone knows everyone and or is related to each other, right? It's a very, very tightly wound web of interconnecting stories. And while that definitely has a place in storytelling, I'm ready to see what other stories are out in that universe.
Well, I mean, think about it. We were talking about the skies over Coruscant and all the traffic in those skies. We don't know about anybody who's driving any of those speeders through the skies of Coruscant. They all have stories.
That's very true.
I mean, there are 10,000 stories in the Naked City. This is one of them. I mean, that should be the new mantra of the Star Wars universe.
It made me really want to have the Law and Order dun-dun after it, though.
Absolutely.
Dun, dun.
I mean, think about all the different kinds of tales that can be told.
Exactly. There's so many different types of species, stories, people. Everything is happening here all at once. So I'd love to dive into some of that. Ray, if we do some kind of off-the-wall storytelling for Star Wars, does that entice you? I know that you're a more casual Star Wars fan, so how are you feeling about this kind of stuff?
You know, anything is actually new to me. Like, even all this stuff that we're watching right now is new to me. As long, like I say with everything, anything you watch or enjoy reading, watching, whatever, you should be entertained, have fun, like get something out of it. If you feel like you've wasted your time after watching, reading anything, that's not good. That's almost like a wrestler walking out and he's not getting booed or cheered. Like, you don't want to be in that position where if you're making stuff, creating stuff, and people feel like they've wasted 2 hours, 1 hour of the time, it's not a good thing. So just give me something that I could enjoy. I mean, that's what everything, I guess. I mean, I'm so generic in my answer, but Taika,
yeah.
he has a interesting mind. I really like what he comes up with. So it'll be interesting to see, because his I think from what he's saying, he's got open palette to create anything because it could just be a whole new different planet. I mean, who knows?
Yeah.
But I can't wait to see what he comes up with because I know I'm going to be laughing some of that time because there's always going to be some of those moments with his stuff.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, it's maybe it's what Star Wars needs, just a different perspective, a different sort of angle, different sort of personality to show us a different world, I guess, which what he wants to do.
Sounds very well.
But then at the same time, why would you call it Star Wars? I want to see how he gets all that together, where we know it's still Star Wars, but yet it's something completely different. It's going to be a hard.
What we do on Mustafar, a Star Wars story.
But you could also do things like what's the train the trains Hell and High Water. It's not that, but the TV series about the trains.
Is it the fast train? The one that
I know.
Hell
on Wheels.
Hell on Wheels, right?
Okay.
So what if you did a Star Wars movie about the families that like run the Kuwait shipyards where they build the Star Destroyers, and you had some merchant princes or warring, like the five families in The Godfather, but they're in charge of building the different ships of the Star Wars universe, and they're arch rivals, and some bitter captains of industry that they themselves are backstabbing. They go to war with one another. Like, what does that look like?
That'd be fun.
I mean, I'd watch that movie.
On Taika's themes that he usually does too, of chosen family versus true family, all those kinds of things. I think there's a lot of potential here.
no Vespas though.
No Vespas.
No, thank
Hard
you.
no on Vespas.
I mean, what
Taika,
if you
take
did like
note.
the Nicolas Cage movie Lord of War, who he plays a guy who sells arms to everybody here on Earth? Well, what if there's some great arms dealer that's arming both sides, and some in the Star Wars universe, and he has to deal with all the people that manufacture these things, and maybe he has kyber crystals that he's like
counterfeit
dealing.
kyber crystals he sells on eBay.
If you wanted to go that way, sure. A long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, that's of course where eBay originated.
Yeah.
Location Tatooine, shipping about 1,000 years.
It'll be great. I'd tune into that.
Free
still.
shipping, just 1,000 years.
Well, guys, the question is up for you. What do you think about Taika bringing in some newness to the Star Wars universe? Does that get you excited? Do you feel like this is a little bit of a nothing burger? Let us know how you're feeling about his take on the Star Wars franchise.
Guys,
All
we
right.
want to take a second to thank the sponsor of today's video, HelloFresh. Let me take a second to tell you why my wife Ann and I love HelloFresh. As two working professionals, at the end of the day, it can be tough to get dinner together, and HelloFresh saves us loads of time, money, and most importantly, gives us great tasting and nutritious meals. And no joke, with the easy to follow along instructions, Ann and I actually have a blast cooking dinner together. And they're so foolproof, even I can do it alone when Ann's not there. And HelloFresh now has over 30 dinner recipes to choose from every single week. That is the most choices of any meal kit out there. Customize your favorite dishes with new Hello Custom offerings by swapping out one protein or side for another, upgrading for a more luxe experience, or even adding protein to a veggie meal. So guys, right now, go to hellofresh.com/Campea16 and use the code Campea16 for up to 16 free meals and 3 free gifts. Once again, that's hellofresh.com/Campea16. HelloFresh, America's #1 meal kit.